everybody, and welcome to Sports Central. Today we got a great show. We're going to feature the Mid-Florida Mayfair by the Lake, the Florida State Round and Square Dancing Convention, and the 2014 Carillon Classic at Block Tower Gardens. Stick around, everybody, for this week's edition of Sports Central. Welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan and Ryan Ritchie. And before we get into discussing why he's next to me, we want to thank the sponsor of this segment, Contempo Vacation Homes. But Ryan Ritchie finally decided it was too cold up north and back in Florida and back with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing.
Yeah, it was a long 3 years up in New York, but family's back down here. I got a 1-year-old now, so we're excited to be back and looking forward to working with you guys again. It's been a while.
Well, Mark Jackson said something about old pennies turn up or something like that. I don't know anything about that, but
Yeah.
we are very happy to have you back, Ryan, and look forward to everything you're going to do up there at Polk Outpost 27.
I appreciate it.
But as you know, Polk County is a great place to be, and always a lot of great activities going on here in Central Florida's Polk County. And one of those is coming up, and it's the Mid-Florida Mayfair by the Lake, and we have Brenda Friedman and Maya Beck with us. Ladies, welcome to the show. I'm glad to have you back.
It's good to be here.
It's amazing to me how quick the calendar turns and rolls around, and Mayfair going to be here. When is it, and what's new this year?
It's going to be Saturday and Sunday, May 9th and May 10th and 11th, which is this upcoming weekend from 9 a.m. until 4 p.m. And then on Mayfair Saturday night, which is the 10th, we have a big event down on Lake Mirror on the promenade. We have live band, street dance, fireworks, 5K race, a lot of fun, and everything's free.
Now, from what I remember, this is it's a long-running like an event. How long has Mayfair been going on?
This is our 43rd year.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
And it's 34 years for the race, the 5K race.
Wow.
Well, let's talk about the 5K race. That's on Saturday evening, correct?
It's Saturday
evening. It's part
evening.
of the whole entertainment package?
Yes, it starts at 7, and the Lakeland Runners Club organizes that. So it's just a lot of fun. A lot of groups get together and run together. Then we can walk. It's just a lot of fun.
Sure. Besides the art and so on and so forth, what else can people expect when they come to the event?
There's a children's area, and there's hands-on free arts activities for all kids, all abilities. And that's a fun place where the kids can usually make something for their mom for Mother's Day. The museum is open for free on Saturday and Sunday. And there's 2 exhibits going on in there. One is something called Site Specifics. It's a really interesting sculptural show. And then there is All Decked Out, which is a skateboarding themed exhibit. So a lot of fun.
We're talking about the hands-on children's art tent, which is in the parking lot of Polk Museum of Art, correct?
Yes. Correct.
And all those activities are free for the kids to do. Talk a little bit about how you partner with the museum and the running event and all that. The greater mission is to get people downtown and then get them involved in the art side of things, correct?
Well, it's the museum who coordinates
Right.
the entire event. It's this part of the museum that does it. People often ask about, your committee, they did such a good job. And we're like, thank you, this is the committee of 2. But no, we have over 200 volunteers who help pull it off, our awesome sponsors, and the staff at the museum. So what exactly is your question again?
Well, talk to us about the programming and pulling it all together. You just hit on it with the volunteers. It takes a lot of people to do that. But
it does.
You guys are looking for multiple levels of engagement from the visitor. You're exposing them to the art. You're exposing them to the downtown area. I guess how do you pull all that together, I guess is my question.
It takes us about a year.
Okay.
So we will start on Mayfair 2015 in early June. But we have 155 artists this year around Lake Morton. I get them mixed up because we have Mayfair Saturday night on Lake Mirror. But it's 155 one-man shows. So you can come out and meet the artist and talk to them about their work and learn a little bit about art. You don't have to purchase the art, but it's there and available to purchase if you want to. And there are food vendors. It's just a lot of fun. It's a big family event, so you can bring your mom out on Mother's Day. It's always Mother's Day weekend. So it's a great event.
Awesome, and talk a little bit about live entertainment. You're going to have bands there and stuff like that people can come and watch.
Every year on the library lawn, we have different people from the community who offer their entertainment skills to the community. We have dance troupes, hula dancers, belly dancers, singers, rock bands, everything, and we have them come out and perform. And then on Mayfair Saturday night, we hire a really awesome band out of Orlando called Empire, and they rock the place from 6 until 11 p.m. on Saturday night.
Okay, let's act like the viewers at home have never been to Mayfair. What is the best? I get there on Saturday. What is kind of the best way? Because people have gone to the event for many years, know their route. They're going to hit this. They're going to hit that. They're going to make sure they check that out. What would be the best way to do that if you go to Mayfair? What kind of a survival guide to Mayfair? Make sure you see it all.
Right,
what would be
right,
the best way to do that?
Well, I think the best thing is to know that you can park at Florida Southern College. That's it's free parking, and there's shuttles that if you park in the parking lot off Frank Lloyd Wright Way, which used to be McDonald, and park right there and take a shuttle down to the lake, and you can see the show. It's about a half a mile. The artists are on about a half a mile of the lake. And then if you want to get from one side of the lake to the other, you can take a May ferry, which is a golf cart, and so you don't have to keep walking the whole lake. Or if you see an artist, there's something you want to purchase, you can go from one side to the other. That's a good tip. Hop on a May ferry, they're free, and you can cool off in the museum because it's air conditioned and there's restrooms there, and we have an air conditioned tent and misters on the lake, so take advantage of those and just have a good time.
Fantastic.
Well, the important thing is, are you guys going to be participating in the 5K?
We're a little busy that night.
That's always a tough one.
I think a better question is, are you going to be participating? Their hands are full.
I don't think so this year.
And Mayfair Saturday night, I know we talked a little bit about it, but tell us what that encompasses, because you talked about the band, and is there fireworks?
There are. Mayfair Saturday night begins at about 5 p.m. after the show closes on Lake Morton. It begins downtown on Lake Mirror on the promenade, and there's the live band, Empire. They're out of Orlando, I believe. And we have the race going on that starts at 7, fireworks about 9 o'clock whenever the fire chief says, yeah, you can go.
You're good to go.
And it's just great fun. I mean, people come, they bring a blanket, they bring a bottle of wine. There are food vendors there too, and just hang out and enjoy the band, enjoy the awesome atmosphere, and it's all free.
Well, I've got to tell you, of course, there's been multiple events there at the Lake Mirror area, but when we were selling the World Shoot to come to Polk County in October, one of the things we showed them was kind of the logistical layout of Mayfair to show them that we could host the opening ceremonies there. So that's great events like Mayfair and these facilities that make it easy to sell this community. How many people do you expect to be down there on Saturday night? I know you said bring your blanket, your chairs, there'll be food. How many people do you anticipate on Saturday night?
I think last year we said about 4,800.
Oh, no, there's more than that. There's about 8,000.
8,000?
And it's an estimate by the city of Lakeland. I mean, we don't really know, but it's a lot.
It's a lot of people.
Yeah, it's a lot of people.
Well, talk about the artists themselves, and can you purchase the art? I'm assuming you can purchase the art directly from the artists themselves, and how does that process work?
It's just basically individual artists who come, they show their work, and you're able to purchase it if you like. But you don't have to feel obligated to do that. It's a free event. It's to come out and enjoy the artwork and see the different kinds of artwork. We have oil and acrylic and watercolor and wood and drawing and graphics and clay and jewelry, all sorts of art.
All right. Well, the main takeaways are it's free.
Yes.
Parking's free.
Yes.
Free concert.
Yes.
Free fireworks.
Yes.
So obviously it takes sponsors to pull off an event like this and
Yes.
to pay the bills. If you want to hit on those real quick on some of the people you're partnering with.
Well, of course, we couldn't do it without Mid-Florida, our title sponsor. And you're going to have to help me on
Visit
all of
Central
these.
Florida.
You don't have to say all. I'm just trying to give you a chance.
Abandoned yeah, Department of Transportation.
We have a list. We're
love them
checking
all.
it off.
Yeah,
over
Geico.
Geico and Southern Homes and radiology and imaging specialist and Ward's Air Conditioning. Who am I
A lot of
forgetting?
people.
And the
I know.
volunteers, and well, it's
Yeah.
Oh,
important.
absolutely.
Just like we mentioned, this segment brought to us by Contempo. It's important to recognize those sponsors because without them and without your volunteers,
It couldn't
people
happen.
don't understand that events like this don't just happen.
No.
It takes a lot of work, and the day after you're going to probably recover, and the second day after this is over, like you said, you're going to be planning for next year, right?
Right.
Yes, the first day we just eat chocolate.
Well, very good. All right, well, that is May 10th and 11th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., and that'll be downtown Lakeland, Lake Mirror, Lake Morton area, that whole area there, free parking at Florida Southern. Is there a website they can go to see a list of the artists that are going to be attending?
Yes, polkmuseumofart.org/Mayfair.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Brenda and Maya. We appreciate it. And what we're going to do now is actually take a look at some footage from last year. So in case you don't know what Mayfair is all about, or maybe we left something out, let's take a look at footage from last year. Ryan and Neil will be right back here on Sports Central.
This morning. It goes to 4 today, and Saturday and Sunday. And tonight at 5, the party moves to Lake Mirror, and we'll have a street dance, free, open to the public all night with a live band, 5K race at 7 o'clock, and fireworks at 9.
We actually live in the Lake Morton neighborhood, so this event kind of takes over our backyard. Every year, it's just a cool chance to see lots of interesting vendors, artists, musicians, all kinds of people coming out, both from the Lakeland community and the Central Florida community, showing off their art and other interesting things.
Artists who are juried in this year, and they represent 11 different mediums. It's everything from wood and ceramic to acrylic and oil painting, everything in between, sculpture. Between 65 and 70,000. This morning's crowd was very big, so I'm guessing it'll be at least that this year.
Everybody, welcome Welcome back to Sports Central. Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Ritchie, and some great footage there from last year's Mayfair by the Lake, and a great event.
Yeah, what a great event. Just a good opportunity to go down there and you know, the run, you don't really have to run the whole 5K. If you want to go down with a family and pull the kid in the stroller, you're able to do that. But a lot of people coming in for that event. Great event for Polk County.
Absolutely. The second segment brought to us by the Holiday Inn Winter Haven, a great partner of tourism and sports marketing, and another great set of partners for tourism and sports marketing are our next guests. This event is fantastic, and it's at the Lakeland Center. We want to welcome Dawn and Ann Slocum to the show, who are here to talk about the 60th annual Florida State Square and Round Dance Convention. Right. That's a lot to say, but Dawn and Ann, welcome back to the show, and we appreciate you having you.
Yeah, nice to be back.
Well, tell us about this year's event. When is it? I think I mentioned it's at the Lakeland Center, but give us the details.
It's May 23rd, 24th, 25th, and with a trail-in dance on the 22nd at Strawberry Square Dance Hall in Plant City.
Okay, what is that? I'm going to stop you. I'm going to interrupt you a few times because I want to make sure our viewers know what we're talking about.
Okay, that's the night before the convention actually starts. Okay. We have a dance for people to come in early and want to dance another night.
Everybody's welcome, even if you don't want to go to the convention.
Yeah, right. It's open to everybody. This is, as you mentioned, the 60th annual convention.
For Florida.
Yeah, for Florida. And our theme is Diamond Jubilee. And we offer dancing at all levels, from mainstream through advanced, which only dancers probably understand. But there's different levels of square dancing, and then round dancing there's easy and advanced. And we also have some halls that they do dangle dances, and that's where you do funny things in dancing, and they give you these little dangles to hang on your badges. And it's just for a lot of fun.
That's awesome, and I'm not really big in square dancing. Talk a little bit about that, the moves and things like that. But maybe you're better to talk about that than I would be. But
well, the modern Western square dancing has come down from the folk dancing, and it used to be the barn dancing, square dancing. It was where you could just walk in with your girl or your partner there, and or find somebody there, and dance with them. And the caller would tell you what moves to make, and there would only be 4 or 5 calls, and you could do the whole dance all night long that way. This modern Western square dancing is not choreographed, but taught to us each kind of step, and then the caller will call these steps, and we have somewhere thousands of calls that we can put together. Wow. Yes, and so like ourselves, we've been dancing for 28 years, and we're still taking workshops and lessons, and we're still learning more, and it can be very complex, or you can be simple and stay at the lower level, and it's no problem with that either. It's fun either way.
So I'm a big fan of Dancing with the Stars. So it's nothing
isn't
like
that fun?
Right?
No.
Yes.
No.
No. But there is, like in the round dancing, we talked about round dancing also this weekend. Round dancing does have rumbas and tangos and waltzes and cha-chas, and so they're taught, but they're just taught as partners, not a square of 8 people.
Okay.
So they're taught.
So that's the difference.
Yes, that's the
between
difference.
Square and round dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Well, if Ryan was talking about he's not well versed in it. I'm not well versed in it. But how do you get involved with the square round dancing in Central Florida? Because obviously we're hosting the state convention here in the Lakeland Center and have been for how long? Quite a while.
Yeah. Most of the years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How do people get involved?
Well, we have classes which are promoted,
Right here,
and we have a website for the state of Florida, which is floridasquaredance.com.
Okay.
And we also have another website for a publication that we put out for the West Coast Association, which is this area of Florida, 16 counties on the West Coast. And that website is westcoastdancer.com. So you can get a lot of information there. It tells you where dances are,
Where all the clubs are,
where all the clubs
are.
On the state site, you can find all the different areas. There's a map on there, in fact, that'll locate different clubs for you. And there's actually 5 associations in the state of Florida, of which our West Coast is one. and for putting on a convention, we all work together from all over the state, which makes it a little difficult at times to get people together. But there are certain events that go on during the year where we try to have a meeting with most of the committee people, and we do a lot by phone and email. Thank heavens to email. It's a great tool these days.
Cuts down on your time, right?
Yeah, that's right. So that's what we do. Back to the convention for a minute. Right now we're selling tickets, which is a ribbon. Most people say, a ribbon, oh, did you win? Well, no, this is our ticket for our dance.
Well, you won. You got in, right?
Yeah, we got in. That's right. And right now they're $27 a piece.
Okay.
At the door it'll be $30, and we have them
That's for the
available
whole weekend.
at different dances. Yeah, that's
Very affordable.
Yeah.
that's the whole weekend. That's one thing about square dancing. It's very reasonably priced. Most of your dances you go to during the week at the various clubs, they'll run you $8 to $10 a couple for 2.5 hours of dancing. So it's very reasonable.
Well, how many competitors are we talking about?
Well, we're not really talking competitors here.
Participants.
Participants, yeah. We'll probably have 500 or 600.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that's down quite a bit. We used to have
yeah.
thousands.
yeah.
Oh, really?
When we started dancing, there was 3,500 at least. Yeah.
Wow.
We used to use the whole arena and all the rooms. Well, of course, the Lakeland Center was smaller then, but we used every bit of it. We even danced on the stage. We had so many dancers, so we rented the whole thing. Now we just rent part of
Right.
it. Of course, it's
Yeah.
a lot bigger.
And talk about the levels. You'd mentioned age groups. Probably someone might be a better dancer than others. Talk a little bit about that and the levels that you have coming to this convention.
Well, we have, like he said before, we have levels that start at mainstream, which is mostly your beginners have gotten through their beginning classes, and they can come and dance with us. We'd love them to come dance with us, and we dance, and like I said, we're still taking workshops and stuff just because it's so much fun, because we have moved up the levels. You don't have to move up. But then you just learn a different set of calls, and you start incorporating them, and you twist them. The dog collars are brilliant. They just twist them around every which, you twist you around too. The calls all which direction, and you just have to start just listening and doing what he says. And you over here on one side of the square might be doing one thing, the other side will be turning around the other way. So it's we find, and you talked about you know, you don't know anything about square dancing, but we find that men really get into it because there's the competition in your own head,
Yeah.
you know, to be able to do all this.
So are there judges there? Like if you miss a step, is there a judge that says,
No.
kind of like
No.
Simon says? Or?
No, it's kind of like your own judge.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, so
There
game
is-
of integrity.
Yeah, and
There's
you're,
one time on Saturday afternoon, we have what we call the last square dancing.
At the
which-
convention.
At the convention, which is competition. And people can make up a square, and we do have judges at that. And
It's all for fun.
callers get up there, and they call, try to mix us up and get us confused. And if you make mistakes and don't get back together, they'll tell you to get off the floor. And
Be you.
and when you're all done, whoop, where'd my thing go?
yours
I
must have
lost it.
fell off. Yeah, mine's over here somewhere.
When the
Yeah,
last square
standing.
standing
Oh, okay.
gets that to
Get
put
the
on your
little
badge.
dangle
Oh,
to hang
really?
on you.
So that's the extent of our competition at the but otherwise the dancing is all for fun. But one thing about the square dancing is she was talking about taking classes and you learn these calls, but it's not a set choreograph. We don't know what the caller is going to call for us.
Right.
We're out there on the
reactive.
floor and he calls something, we try to do it. And we just never know what's coming next. So it's a bit of a challenge to you. And of course, the longer you dance, the more you get used to it,
Right.
and the quicker you can respond.
Right.
But she mentioned mainstream, and then there's what's called a plus level. You learn another, I don't know, probably 60 calls put together in various combinations. And they work all these calls together. And then you go on to an advanced level, which puts several more calls together. And then there's challenge level, which puts even more together. So depending how much you want to do and how many lessons you want to take, you can go as far as you want. And every level has its own amount of fun. I mean, as we dance advanced, we can have a great time at a mainstream dance because it all depends on the caller. and what
How
they
he
do
puts it
for you,
together
you know,
and
how they choreograph it.
Well, I think Ryan and I should come out there. You should
I
teach
think you
us.
I think you should.
You should teach us 3 or 4 calls, and
We'll
we
do
should
it.
have a dance off.
We won't.
Okay.
They
Yeah.
won't teach us on air, though. No.
Well, I'm assuming
well-
it's a family sport, and
is.
It
you
is.
have multi-generations. You have.
Oh, yeah.
How young are they going out there
Well,
dancing?
we wish we had younger ones, but there
Okay.
are kids 9, 10 years old in some areas that dance. But what was I going to say? I lost my thought.
In Florida, the younger people don't see it as their sport. I mean, I know that you younger people have your activities tied up with your families, and then maybe you have a boat or something like that, and so your time is kind of tied up. But they see us older, retired people, and they think, oh, that's the older people's sport activity. But we have gotten younger people in occasionally in Florida. But you go to other places. Square dancing is done all over the world.
Right.
Japan or Germany, or you can go any place to dance. And it's called the same way here as over there. They learn the same words that we have here.
Well, go ahead.
One thing he was mentioning, we could teach you guys 2 or 3 calls, and we do this. We're always happy to go out and do a demo for a group, and we'll get the people up, and we can teach them a few calls real quick, so you can actually do a little dancing.
Maybe we'll get the whole staff involved. We'll do it at
There
our
you
next
go.
staff meeting. There you
Yeah.
go.
We have been in
hey.
this building dancing for a retirement party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
If you have a party or something sometime,
You call us.
invite us over.
I think,
We'll
I
get
think
you
if
up
you
and go
had
dancing.
Neil and I there, it'd look like dominoes or something.
Well, Dawn and Ann, thank you so much. And it's the 60th annual Florida State Square and Round Dance Convention. And that'll be May 23rd through the 25th at the Lakeland Center. And we really appreciate you,
Thank you.
stopping by to see us. And
Well,
good
thank
luck. And maybe Ryan and I will get out there and,
Well, I hope
But
you will.
All
And-
spectators
come on
are
down and see
welcome.
us.
and learn a few moves. All right. Well, recently we got some great footage at the Tiger Trot, and that's coming up here pretty soon. So this is actually last year's footage. Let's check that out. Ryan and Neil will be right back here on SportsCenter.
Hey, this is Jessica Roberts from Sports Central, and we're at the 2013 Tiger Trot in Lakeland at Joker Marchant Stadium. Check out these great runners in action.
We partner with the Lakeland Flying Tigers and the Detroit Tigers, and they wanted some help putting on their Tiger Trot, which is an annual race that they had. This is the second year that we've been involved heavily in helping marketing and promote.
We have Ron Myers from the Detroit Tigers. Tell us a little bit about the event.
Well, this is about the 18th year that we've done this, and I think this is the best year we've ever had. Tony from the Ledger and Raging Running, these guys have just done an outstanding job of putting together this race, and it couldn't have been a better day.
Good. How many participants did you have?
We had just under 400, so that's one of our biggest participant with racers that we've ever had. So we're very happy, and we're looking forward to next year.
Well, Lakeland Ledger Media actually came to us, and the Flying Tigers, and asked us to help with them with the Tiger Trot. So to take this 5K and make it more of an event, and we actually got the course certified for them this year, and we had chip timing.
We've got 3 wonderful charities: our Children's Academy down in Lake Wales, the Ledger Newspaper and Education Program, and also the Detroit Tigers Foundation of Florida. All the proceeds for this event go to them.
It was kind of tough because I mean I never run a 5K like this. I mean we do 400-meter runs, 600-meter runs, and that's about it. but not as 5K like this, 3.2 miles. It was kind of tough, but my mind, all in my mind was just power up and stay with it.
I did really good today. I actually beat my record. My record was 10 minutes 25 seconds a mile, and I did 9 minutes 42 seconds a mile.
Children's Academy and Rehab down in Lake Wales. They work with mentally challenged, physically disabled kids, anywhere from youth up through middle school right now, and they're working on high school. And then our Ledger Media Group has a newspapers and education program where we try and keep the news inside the classrooms and let them be aware of what's happening around the community. We're going to start promoting this in September next year, which is about 3 months earlier than normal. We usually start in January, but we got so many things. The course is now certified. We're trying to get it a sanction next year so that anybody who breaks an age group record can go national. So we're going to invite a bunch of runners out next year, and hopefully we'll double the crowd next year. But thank you. Come on out.
This is my first 5K I've ever done. It's pretty exciting. You know, definitely we'll do it again next year.
It was great. The weather was beautiful. I liked the route that they had us on. It was great.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. I've said it once, I've said it a million times. You just don't know what goes on during the breaks around here. But Neil Duncan alongside Ryan Ritchie. This segment brought to us by Harry's Old Place, and some great footage there from the last year's Tiger Trot.
Absolutely wonderful. The Lakeland Flying Tigers, a great partner of ours here in Lakeland. I know that the Flying Tigers season's going on now, wrapping up in, I don't know, like go till August maybe, I believe.
Yeah, they're going on, and of course the Detroit Tigers, first in the American League Central,
Gotta
as they
love
have
it.
for the last 3 years. So
New coach, things are going well up there.
absolutely. Well, as I mentioned, this segment's brought to us by Harry's Old Place, and this segment's going to be a fun one because we're going to discuss the Carillon Classic 5K Run and Walk. I like how they add the walk part on there because that would be for Ryan and I. But we want to welcome Jennifer Beam and Amy Wiggins here to talk about the event. Welcome to the show.
Hi, thank you guys for having us.
All right, tell us about it. We'll see you later. No,
Okay.
now, this is the third year, second?
Third year.
Third year, okay.
Third year of the Carillon Classic 5K Run and Walk.
Thank you.
I walk half of it and run half of it, like I think a lot of people do. So you can come out and just enjoy the garden. So we partnered with the FPRA chapter.
Our official name, we're
yes,
we're the Dick Pope Polk County chapter of the Florida Public Relations Association.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. So Bog Tower Gardens was approached and we partnered to bring this great walk run to the gardens. Finally, we hadn't ever had one. So
I guess talking about the run, where does it go, or do the participants have the opportunity to run through the tower? Just talk a little bit about that.
No, you can't run through
it.
Around it. But you do go directly around it. You're in the gardens for a really good portion of it. You're on our trails. But the fun part about this run is that you're on gravel, you're on mulch, you're on pavement, you're on all these different surfaces. So it's not your typical pavement run. it's really like a trail run. So it's pretty challenging, and I think that's why a lot more people have started doing it now. We're up to over 400.
We had 410 runners that were registered.
Wow.
And I don't think fun was the right word at all. I think challenging was the right word.
Okay.
They made me run it last year, and it was enjoyable, but I don't know that it was a challenging.
It is.
It's an incredibly challenging 5K, especially if you've never run one before. And so I did a couch to 5K and it succeeded, but it's a lot harder. Iron Mountain lives up to its name when it's 7:30 in the morning and you're not a runner to begin with. It definitely feels like a mountain.
Well, congratulations to you for
Thank
doing
you.
it, though.
I got out of it this year,
Nice.
Yeah.
You volunteer for more responsibilities
That's right,
during the
yes.
run. Well, that's pretty smart. But I think one of the things that people don't understand about this run is it's all over the campus. It's not it's by the tower, but you're going to see some areas of the gardens that you don't typically see, correct?
Yeah, you're out in the orange groves. You're all the way on the north end of the garden, which a lot of people sometimes miss when they come on their visit because they want to go straight up to the tower. You are on our entry road, but that's also where we have all those great citrus groves, you know, so you can just smell the orange blossoms as you run by.
Neil would be picking the oranges off the trees.
So I'd be laying under the tree passed out is what I'd be doing.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, sir.
Who can participate in this? Is it, I mean, do you have to qualify a certain time, or is it pretty much anybody can participate?
Anybody.
Everybody, and anybody should come out to this. This is a run, walk for everyone. Absolutely. There's even like kids categories for like even the little kids will have medals and trophies and stuff. So
I was going to say, if I come out there and I win it, do I get a prize? Or?
Yeah, you get a prize. You get a lovely, I think it's like a wooden medallion on a.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I'm in.
You can get a prize.
No, you're not.
It's for TV's sake.
But I'm assuming that as part of the entry into the event, that then they're free to be in the gardens after the race and after the run and all that.
We want people to stay, enjoy the gardens.
Well, let's talk about the gardens real quick. What's going on there right now, and what's new? What's exciting?
Everything's going on there. We are celebrating our 85th anniversary of Bok Tower Gardens this year. We're 85 years old. We actually kicked off this season with a huge anniversary celebration in February, and we've been having an event every weekend. We started off this year, I thought, oh, would it be a great idea to do 85 events, you know, for our season? And then I'm like, I didn't really think that one through.
And you actually convinced people of this concept?
And they all went along with it, and we put out a beautiful program guide, and no, we have reached so many people this year because not only are we celebrating our 85th anniversary, but we also kicked off our capital campaign, which is now live. I guess out to the public. And we're celebrating the fact that we're building a new children's garden. We're going to have new garden spaces. Now we will be under construction for a while, so I'll probably have to come back in a couple months and talk about that, but
no problem.
It's pretty exciting.
Well, you talk about the kids area with the summer getting ready to start, school letting out. What are some of the kids' activities that they can come and enjoy at the garden?
Well, I tell you what, next summer, not this summer, but next summer, kids will be able to come out and enjoy a whole brand new garden just for them. It is going to have play places and a backyard ramble with vegetables. It's going to have climbing structures. It's going to have like an area for a log tea party. I mean, just all kinds of creative, a whole water area that they can just enjoy nature. It's about playing in nature. That's really what we're trying to do now, is make the gardens relevant for the next generation and make sure that kids today have a connection with nature, because you know they've been losing it over time.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. I know we kind of mentioned briefly the proceeds for the event. If we could kind of dive into that a little bit and talk about where the proceeds are going for this event? Because I think it's an unbelievable cause.
Well, it really is, and I think it's something that a lot of residents in Polk County don't often recognize exists. But we were really proud to partner with the George Harris Youth Shelter, and they help kids who are in crisis. And so the proceeds from this event do go to benefit all of their programs and everything that they do to help our teenagers and our youth who might need to find some structure, might need to find some help, and we're proud to share their message a little bit more with the community.
And that's located right here in Bartow on Highway 17, and as you said, it's for youth in crisis. It may be something they've done, it may be something that was done to them,
Right.
not something necessarily they had control over.
Exactly.
And it gives them a chance to get back on their feet, and I applaud the Dick Pope chapter at
Thank
FBRA,
you.
because
Well,
it is a
thank you.
worthwhile cause, and gets a lot of lots of good, I guess, momentum for those kids, gets them back at school and those kind of things.
It
But,
does, and the kids also get to come out and volunteer, so they're a part of learning more about nature, and an aspect that maybe some of them haven't had the opportunity to participate up until this point. So it's a really great way for them to just to build that structure again and to rebuild their foundation.
Well, and let's if people can't make it to the run at Mock Tower, but they want to contribute to the George Harris Youth Home, maybe they could do it through the FPRA chapter?
They can certainly call us, or they can call Youth and Family Alternatives.
Okay.
The YFA actually helps to manage that, but you can find all of that information at fprapolk.org. All of their contact information is also included with our race information.
Fantastic. Very good. All right, team rules. Because going back to the event, I know we're kind of all over the place, but this kind of interests me, because after Ryan and I get done with our square dancing, we're going to come out to Bach Tower and run the 5K, but we're going to do it as a team. What's the team concept when it comes to a 5K?
Well, you can wear your square dancing outfits when
That'd
you
be
come
fantastic.
out.
And you do get creativity points.
There we go.
Probably not a good idea.
But what is the team concept in these runs? Because I know they just had the Ironman 70.3 in Haines City, and you can do a team concept with that. What is it for the 5K?
It's, I think for us, it's really just an opportunity for runners to come out and have fun with the event. They're not necessarily trying to win the race per se, but they'll, you can come out in your square dancing outfits, or come out in your tutus, or
which we have,
which we've seen
every year.
Yeah, we're looking at some footage right now of last year's event, so
yeah.
I see some of those outfits.
Yeah, so you just kind of come out and have fun, and it's really about being in nature again, and just enjoying yourself. So there are some rules for being on a team. You have to have a certain number of runners, and I think we've got probably 15 teams this year, which is fantastic, and it's about camaraderie for those folks.
Right.
They're not trying to beat one another; they're trying to help one another win, and that's kind of what we
I'd be
like
pushing
to
you down trying to get to the end.
I know you would. I know you would.
All right, anything else we need to know, Jennifer or Amy, about the Carolina Classic?
It's tomorrow morning. That's the most important thing, 7:30.
That's right. Registration begins at 6:30, and it's a rain or shine event. So come on down. The gardens are beautiful when they're wet. They're beautiful when they're dry.
It'll be perfect.
It'll be great.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and we really appreciate it.
Thank you
guys.
Of course, Andrew McCutcheon from Fort Meade High School is the reigning National League MVP, and we've got another great baseball player from there that we're going to do our athlete spotlight on. DJ King, a baseball player from Fort Meade High School. Let's take a look at this action, and we'll come back here on Sports Central.
I started when I was about probably 5. I started playing t-ball, and I've played ever since, every year. My whole family's played sports. My dad's been an athlete his whole life, and ever since I've been young, Derek Jeter's been my favorite player since I first started watching baseball. So yes, I grew up in Fort Meade. That's about all you can do around here is play sports. So I just grew up playing baseball. Derek Jeter, he's my favorite athlete. I mean, I read a lot of his books, and I like Derek Jeter a lot. He's played for the Yankees. He stayed on the same team, and he just inspires me big time. He's a leader on his team, and that's what inspires me. My favorite subject have to be, I like language arts. I used to be math, but now that we started getting those letters with our numbers, and kind of got me off, so language arts probably my best subject. I play Xbox. I like Xbox, Call of Duty. That's about it. And I like playing ping pong a lot. I'm a good ping pong player. I challenge anybody at my house who comes over, so that's what I like to do. I hope I can play baseball until my body can't consist of it anymore, but baseball is what I want to do for my future, my career, go to college, and hopefully make it to the pros. I've been recruited by quite a few colleges. I've been looked at by a few pro scouts, and it's been going good. Well, my whole life, my goal has been to make it to the MLB. Me and Andrew McCutcheon, he came out of Fort Meade and he made it to the MLB. I just want to be another person out of Fort Meade to be an MLB player. I like listening to Rich Homie Quan, Lil Wayne, The Weeknd. That's about it. I feel comfortable where I am. I'm getting looked at by a lot of colleges. I'm just edging down on my decision where I want to go to college, either 4-year school, 2-year school. I just want to get physically stronger and bigger so I can be able to play in pro ball. My best friend would say that I'm funny, energetic, active, caring, very sports-minded. A hard worker is what I really am. I mean, I like looking forward to accomplishing goals and setting goals to accomplish them, and I like making myself do stuff. I don't like sitting around. I like being out and trying to become successful.
Everybody, welcome back to Sports Central. This fourth and final segment brought to us by the Holiday Inn Express in Lakeland and DJ King. Some good footage of there. Another great baseball player from Fort Meade. And as I fumbled, saying into the break that, of course, Andrew McCutcheon from Fort Meade High School, National League MVP with the Pirates last year, and he's only getting better.
It's truly amazing to see the talent of athletes that come out of this county. And even when we talk about me coming back and stuff like that, even living in New York for 3 years, and I'll tell you, there's so much talent out there, and you recognize Lakeland or Haines City or Auburndale, Winter Haven. Mm-hmm. It's amazing to see where all these athletes from Polk County come from. It truly is just a raw talent that comes out of this county.
Yeah, you talk about that. And of course, June 24th, we're going to be honoring the athletes and coaches for the Polk County All Sports Awards, and the Hall of Fame induction ceremony will be at the Lakeland Center. That's June 24th, so mark your calendars. And I'm pretty sure we're probably going to do some kind of recognition of, we talked about it last night on the radio show, but Glenn Rutenbar, Hall of Fame member, and I think he was coach for Bartow High School for 28 years, announced before this year's district playoffs that this would be his last season, that he was stepping down. I think he won, 16 regional titles, 7 state championships, including 5 state championships in a row. Really unmatched in the world of softball in the state of Florida is Glenn Rutenbar.
Yeah, it definitely would be interesting to see what's next on tap. I don't know, those guys, they tend to retire and they want to come back. It's tough, but I don't know if he's looking at maybe getting into the college ranks. That's something obviously we would have to talk to him about, but right. Man, when we were talking about it on the radio show, 28 years, 16 regional championships, 7 state titles. I mean, his fingers, they're covered with rings, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's getting it done. And you talk about stepping away, and apparently this summer was the first year he didn't coach the summer travel ball team, and I guess that got him thinking about it. And then after 28 years, nobody would blame him if he didn't come back. But gosh, how do you feel if you're that coach trying to replace? You can't replace Glenn Rutenbar.
I wouldn't want to.
No, absolutely not. So we'll see what happens there. Of course, Bartow softball been a state power for many, many years, and want to wish good luck to those baseball and softball teams and track and field. Everybody in the spring sports that are competing right now, going after those individual and team state championships here in Polk County. But as you said, bringing it full circle, Ryan, never a shortage of talent to honor at the June 24th All Sports Awards. Another team that's got great talent is the Lakeland Flying Tigers. You mentioned them earlier in the program, and Zach and Ron and the whole crew over there, fumbling over my words, do a great job, and they got some upcoming games.
Yeah, this Saturday, May 3rd, Dunedin Blue Jays, and then Thursday the 8th, they'll be home versus Tampa Yankees, and then Friday, Saturday, May 16th and 17th, they'll be home against St. Lucie. I'm not sure who the mascot is for St. Lucie, but I'm sure you could get out there on Thursday at Tampa and get the dollar beers, dollar soda, or
dollar beverages is how we say that.
Sorry about that. But Thirsty Thursday, I believe they have that event back.
It's a great family atmosphere out there, and they do a lot of in-game promotions. And for the little bit amount of money you spend, it's way more to go to a movie than it is to go out there and see the old ball game. So go check out the Lakeland Flying Tigers as they continue their season. Florida Suncoast Sports ASA Grand Slam will be Saturday, May 10th and Sunday, May 11th, and that's at Christina Park, a great softball event going on here. And you lead right into Florida ISA Youth Summer Slam, May 10th and 11th, but that's at the Bartow 555 softball complex. National Bike to Work Day celebration. Tell us a little bit about that. I'm not too versed in this, but a good event.
Yeah, Friday, May 16th, activities 11 in the morning till 2 p.m. The National Bike Month marks the 5th year anniversary of Polk County's Commuter Services Day, as well as National Bike to Work Day. I don't think I'm going to be taking a bike from Lakeland all the way to the Outpost there.
Outpost 27. Well, speaking of Outpost 27, I know you guys have an event coming up in June.
Yes, actually May. However, next
the end of May.
Correct.
Right,
I believe it's the Saturday before Memorial Day is Celebrate Summer. Of course, this week upcoming is Tourism Week, so we're celebrating that at Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing. So a lot of activities going on up there, and that Celebrate Summer's May 24th, Saturday before Memorial Day. We're going to have some a band up there, some food. I know PGTV is going to be up there, so we're looking forward to having that event, that's for sure.
And for those that don't know, as we're getting into the summer season, kids are getting out of school, don't forget you can get discounted attraction tickets at Polk Outpost 27. Not only the Polk County attractions, but some of the out-of-county attractions, as we offer that for our visitors when they come into Polk County. But discounted attraction tickets up there, of course, the water park, Legoland, Legoland itself, Bach Tower. Don't forget the Polk Museum of Art, Explorations 5. There's so many things, and you guys are offering that information up there, right?
Yeah, it truly is. I've been back this week is my first week, but to work out of there and see the action that's going on up there at the Outpost and the attraction tickets. I mean, the traffic that comes in to get attraction tickets. What a bonus for us to work with our local attractions here. But a lot of action going on up there at Polk Outpost 27.
Well, another event, we saw some footage earlier about it, the Tiger Trot 5K. That'll be Saturday, May 17th, and that's at Tiger Town, the Tiger Trot 5K and walk. I notice how everybody's putting walk in there because anybody can compete, anybody can enter into the event. May 17th at historic Joker Marchant Stadium in Tiger Town. Great place, great venue.
Yeah, I ran that race when I was in shape about 5 years ago, and it's a wonderful event. You get to finish right in the stadium, so it's always a fun event to do. But of course, the Florida Youth Soccer Association, they're housed at Lake Myrtle Sports Park. They have the State Cup Finals going on Saturday, May 17th to Sunday, May 18th. Teams will compete in the FYSA State Cup Finals. They've qualified to play earlier State Cup rounds. Anyway, a lot going on up there. U13, U19, all that stuff. So
yeah, and don't forget the Florida ISA Adult Memorial Day Tournament will be going on at the Voice Hart Park, May 17th and Sunday, May 18th. The Florida Independent Softball Association. It's a great event that they bring in each year. Run the Ranch 5K. I know you're just now getting back, but the Lakeland Runners Club and a variety of organizations in Polk County have done a great job of putting these runs together, getting people out, getting them active. As you can see, there's another there, but this is going to be at River Ranch.
Yeah, the Run the Ranch 5K. A lot of 5Ks going on, as you said, Neil. But you can actually register online at active.com for this one. The first 250 paid entrants receive a beautiful commemorative T-shirt. So wonderful event. Obviously, Run the Ranch 5K Saturday, May 17th.
Absolutely. We've got some sponsors that we want to thank that made this show possible. Sunsplash Vacation Homes, Hampton Inn Winter Haven, Hampton Inn Lakeside Village, Contempo Vacation Homes, and People's Barbecue, some great sponsors that make this show possible. And really, without sponsorships, we talked about it earlier when we were talking about the Mayfair presented by Mid-Florida, Mayfair by the Lake. you really can't do it without corporate partners. And you know, you look at the George Harris Youth Shelter that's named after George because of everything he did with Citrus Chemical Bank when George was with us. So our community, the fabric of our community, you really couldn't do it without these corporate partners. And I know you've been a part of that as well.
Yeah, you can't really thank the partners enough for what they do for the events here in Polk County, and we certainly appreciate them. And I know we talk about them on the radio show, and we put the signs up at the events and stuff like that, but I'm telling you, without them, we couldn't do what we do at Tourism and Sports Marketing. We greatly appreciate the help.
Well, and recently we just did the, it's called a HIP tour. It's how hospitality industry professionals, and so where we get a motor coach, 47, 50 people, and take them around Polk County and show them all, you know, some of those things that you guys are selling at Polk Outpost 27, because how many times have we heard it, Ryan? I know you're just back, but you heard it when you worked with us before, that people they really just don't understand how big Polk County is and how many things there are to do in this county. It's quite mind-boggling.
It really is, and we talk about it all the time, and you know, I know I talked about this last night on the radio show, which we do every Thursday on Talk 1430 WLKF. But yeah, there's just so much to do. We were talking about it last night, and just coming back, and I've been out of the game for 3 years, but with Legoland coming to Polk County and Stream Song down in Fort Meade, it's truly an exciting time here in Polk County, and you know, we want people to come here because I guess that's what we're looking for. You know,
it doesn't hurt that tourism is the #1 industry in Florida, and sports is #2. And we here at Polk County have been very blessed to have our hands in both of those things. And you look at what the sports side of you know, they've been they've been road warriors recently. They've been on the roads recruiting a lot of events to come in to Polk County, and I don't think it gets highlighted enough. Over 220 events per year that this county, with tourism and sports marketing, is bringing into Polk County, and the economic impact that it has. You know, the hotels, the motels, the restaurants, the shopping. But you also look on the like Mayfair, arts and culture. These events don't just happen, but they also bring a huge economic impact into Polk County. I think that's really important to underscore.
Absolutely, and you know, it's truly, we talk about it, it's a team effort. I mean, everybody comes together along with our partners and the staff and leadership with Mark Jackson and so on and so forth. It's just, it has to be a team effort, or else this wouldn't get done without it. So.
Well, and that certainly also has to come from the Polk County Board of County Commissioners and with their support, and the Tourism Development Council and all those volunteers. And we're not just saying it to say it, we certainly believe it, and it's one of those things that is very beneficial to the citizens of Polk County. And one of the reasons that we don't pay personal income tax in the state of Florida is because the amount of money generated in the tourism side of things. Well, we'd like to thank you for watching this show. And again, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Suns Splash Vacation Homes, Hampton Inn Winter Haven, Hampton Inn Lakeside Village, Contempo Vacation Homes, and People's Barbecue. You can always go to centralfloridasports.com or give us a call at 863-551-4750. The next edition of Sports Central will be on Friday, May 16th. Until then, you can check out the re-airs of this show at the following dates and times. For Ryan Ritchie and the whole crew here at PGTV, this is Neil Duncan. We'll see you again next time.